Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone on this happy Monday morning? I hope your morning is going well. I hope that you had a really wonderful, spiritual, peaceful, blessed weekend. We are now into Monday, and I'm just so thankful again each day to just wake up and be in the presence of the Lord and to be able to bring information to others that are seeking to gain a higher level of awareness, to gain information that they may not always seek out on their own, may not be aware, or may not even have access to the information. And sometimes when we're in leadership, we find ourselves alone and swimming and getting it done through our perseverance and endurance. And not always do we get the training that we need to be successful, and we wind up learning a lot of things on our own and through experience and our knowledge and what we already know. And so it's good to just be able to get information and to continue your learning. So again, this morning we're in chapter 10, and we're again coming from John C. Maxwell, and it's the initiative. Initiative. You won't leave home without it. And this is again John C. Maxwell, the 21 indispensable qualities of a leader, becoming the one others will want to follow. And so Conrad Hilton, he's a hotel executive, and he says, success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. And then John C. Maxwell says, of all the things a leader should fear, complacency should head the list. So if you are complacent, we want to look at that and re-examine ourselves, because of all the things that you should fear, you should be concerned about being complacent. Because if you are a leader or in a leadership position currently, you don't want to be complacent, because complacent staggers you and you don't move forward, and your team cannot grow, and neither can you. And so we want to get into the fleshing it out, as we always do, the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. And I actually have that book as well. And it says here, I pointed out that leaders are responsible for initiating a connection with their followers. But that's not the only area where leaders must show initiative. They must always look for opportunities and be ready to take action. What qualities do leaders possess that enable them to make things happen? And so he's going to give us 4 of these things. One of them is they know what they want. And so as a leader, do you know what you want? Have you ever asked the question, what do I want in being a leader? What do I want in leadership? How do I want to be? How do I want to lead as a leader? And how can I help my team and myself be successful under my leadership? So he's saying they know what they want. And so humorous pianist Oscar Levant once joked, once I make up my mind, I'm full of indecision. Unfortunately, that's the way many people actually operate. But no one can be both indecisive and effective. As Napoleon Hill says, the starting point of all achievement is desire. If you're going to be an effective leader, you've got to know what you want. That's the only way you're going to recognize opportunity when it comes. So do you know what you want being in leadership? Do you know what you want as a leader? And number 2, they push themselves to act, meaning you're no longer complacent. because you're pushing yourself to act. So if you were complacent, then you're no longer complacent if you're pushing yourself to act. So there's an old saying, you can if you will. See, you got to get back in the driver's seat if you're not in the driver's seat currently. Get back in the driver's seat. You can if you will. So initiators don't wait for other people to motivate them. They knew it is their responsibility to push themselves beyond their comfort zone, and they make it a regular practice. That's why someone such as President Theodore Roosevelt, one of the great initiating leaders of the 20th century, was able to say, "There is nothing brilliant or outstanding in my record except perhaps this one thing. I do the things that I believe ought to be done. And when I make up my mind to do a thing, I act." And so he's saying that. And so once you make up your mind, you got to get to it. No more procrastination, no more being complacent. Push yourself to act. And number 3, they take more risks. Being in leadership, you're going to take a risk. You're going to take a risk with a lot of things that could come up on you. So when leaders know what they want and can push themselves to act, they will have one more hurdle. That's willingness to take risks. Proactive people always take risks. But one of the reasons good leaders are willing to take risks is that they recognize there is a price for not initiating to. President John F. Kennedy asserted, "There are risks and costs to a program of action, but they are far less than the long-range risk and costs of comfortable inaction." There are risks and costs to a program of action, but they are far less than the long-range risk and cost of comfortable inaction. And so there are risks in being inactive. If you want to be in leadership or be a better leader, you have to take risks. And you will take more risks than probably the average person that's really not in leadership. And so number 4, they make more mistakes. See, being a leader doesn't mean that you're perfect and that you're not going to make mistakes. You will definitely make mistakes being in leadership. But you got to be able to persevere and pick yourself back up and have that endurance to keep going even when you make a mistake. Recognize your mistake. Evaluate where you went wrong or where you made that mistake. And move forward to not make that same mistake again. See, the good news for initiators is that they make things happen. The bad news is that they make lots of mistakes. IBM founder Thomas J. Watson recognized that when he remarked, "The way to succeed is to double your failure rate." So the more you take risks and the more you keep pushing forward and you make mistakes, because you're going to make them as you keep pushing forward. But it says even though initiating leaders experience more failure, they don't let it bother them because they already know that they're not perfect and they're going to make mistakes. But you got to reach your ultimate goal. And in order to reach your ultimate goal, you're going to make mistakes along the way. The greater the potential, the greater the chance for failure. Senator Robert Kennedy summed it up. Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. So if you want to achieve great things as a leader, you must be willing to initiate and put yourself on the line. So taking the initiative. And then we reflect on it. Are you an initiator? Are you constantly on the lookout for opportunity? Or do you wait for it to come to you? Are you willing to take steps based on your best instincts? Or do you endlessly analyze everything? Former Chrysler chairman Lee Iacocca, and I think it's Iacocca, said, "Even the right decision is the wrong decision if it is made too late." When was the last time you initiated something significant in your life? If you haven't pushed yourself lately and gotten out of your comfort zone, you may need to jumpstart your initiative. You know how sometimes we have to jumpstart a car that's just been sitting and it hasn't been driven in a while. And they say that you shouldn't let your car sit up because that's not good for a car. You want to at least drive it around the block or down, take a mile or two out and drive it and come back so the battery doesn't go dead and you have to have a jump start. So if you haven't taken the initiative lately and you've been complacent and stagnant, you have to have a jump start. And sometimes it takes a while for that car to be jump started. And sometimes you got to keep like giving it, pressing on the gas and getting that battery to start up, because it depends on how long you've been complacent. So get out of your comfort zone. Push yourself. Push yourself to act. Take more risk, because you're going to make more mistakes, because you're not perfect. And just because you're a leader doesn't mean you won't make mistakes, but you have to reevaluate those mistakes. See where you went wrong. Perfect what you're doing. Don't give up. Don't give up on it. But you got to be that initiator. And then it says, bringing it home. Here's some things that you can improve your initiative. Change your mindset. Number one, change your mindset. If you lack initiative, recognize that the problem comes from the inside, not from others. That's right. Lacking initiative is something on the inside. It's internal. It doesn't come from others. It comes from within. And we got to change our mindset. And what about praying? Lord, help me get up and get to moving. Help me to push myself, Lord, and to keep going. Sometimes I don't feel like running, but I changed my mindset. And I say, Lord, I don't feel like it today, but I know with you, all things are possible. And I ask for your strength in me to continue to run this race, to get out there and run that 2, 3, 4 miles, 5 miles. Lord, show me the way, because sometimes I don't always feel like running. I'm telling you guys. Sometimes I have a lot on my mind and I'm thinking of other things and all the assignments I got to get done and I got to plan this schedule, but I still got to make time to run. But some days I don't feel like doing it as much as I love it. And so I have to ask the Lord to help me at times and to pray before I run, pray every day. But whatever you do, pray first. And soon as I pray, that breakthrough comes through and I feel like I could just, it just feels so good. It's exhilarating. One time I told my son that. It's so exhilarating. He looked at me. And when he was stationed overseas in South Korea, in Seoul, and he has a picture that I really wanted it, but I couldn't because it was actually on his sergeant's Facebook page. And he was running up a hill holding the flag. And I told him, that's so exhilarating. And he said, Mom, really? It was so cold out there. But I just say, we got to take the initiative and push ourselves to act. And sometimes, it's not always easy. But with prayer, with meditation, mindfulness exercise, and just the Lord and the Holy Spirit will help you get through it. So determine why you hesitate to take action. So if you're meditating and praying about it, God will He'll give you the answer to why you're hesitating. Sometimes it's out of fear. Sometimes we think we're going to fail. And sometimes we've listened to naysayers so long and for so much, that we just don't believe in ourselves. And that's a big problem right there, is not believing in ourselves and not having that support system that we really need to have in order to succeed sometime and to take that initiative. So does risk scare you? Are you discouraged by past failures? See, past failures, where you might have failed in the past and you're worried about that. You're concerned about that. And do you not see the potential that opportunity offers? There is a potential in every opportunity. And you know what? Especially when they got to be great or good opportunities, or even an opportunity that has some potential. You can work it out and put your initiative full effort into it. And guess what? That little opportunity can become a big opportunity. And so just thinking about, you know, failures are really just opportunities to learn and grow and to be better than who you are and what you are. And then finding the source of your hesitation. What is the source of your hesitation? And address it. It may be something that you don't want to revisit. It may bring pain or tears to your eyes. But God can heal a broken heart and he can dry your tears. But if you need to cry, cry it out just to find out and get to the source of your hesitation and address it. You won't be able to move forward on the outside until you can move forward on the inside. And that's so true. Because a lot of times we harbor things internally on the inside that prevents us from moving on the outside. And then don't wait for an opportunity to knock. Opportunity doesn't come to the door knocking. You've got to go out and look for it. Look for those opportunities that are out there. See a need. Grab some hold of that opportunity. Take stock of your assets and your talents and resources. Doing that will give you an idea of your potential. Now, spend every day for a week looking for opportunities. Where do you see needs at? Who is looking for expertise you have? Everybody has some type of talent. Everyone can contribute something. So look into it. And what unreached group of people is practically dying for what you have to offer? There's a lot of information that people need that's not getting to them. And opportunity is everywhere. It is. But we got to look for it. Seek it out. And look within and see what talents that you have that you can share with others. And take the next step. It's one thing to see opportunity. It's another to do something about it. As someone once quipped, everyone has a great idea in the shower, but only a few people step out, dry off, and do something about it. See, there are a few people that'll do something about it, but we know there's a lot of people that will step out of the shower and dry off. And that's as far as it goes. But are you one of those people that's willing to step out of the shower, dry off, and do something about it? See, some people step out of the shower, dry off, and just get dressed. But are you one of those people that step out of the shower, dry off, lotion up and down, and then do something about it? Or, hey, I need to lotion up before I get dressed. So pick the best opportunity you see and take it as far as you can. Don't stop until you've done everything you can to make it happen. And then our daily takeaway. In 1947, Lester Wonderman was arbitrarily fired from his advertising job in New York. But the young man knew he could learn a lot from the head of the agency, Max Sackheim. The next morning, Wonderman went back to his office and worked just as he had before, but without pay. Sackheim ignored him for a month, but finally walked up to Wonderman and said, "Okay, you win. I never saw a man who wanted a job more than he wanted money." Wonderman went on to become one of the most successful advertising men of the century. He is known as the father of direct marketing. It will take a bold step from you today to reach your potential tomorrow. So all I'm saying to you is take the initiative. So if you've been stagnant, you've been complacent, and you're hesitant, think about why you're hesitant. Get to the root of the problem. Why am I hesitant? Is it because of past failures? Is it because of naysayers? Is it because I don't have a good support system? What is it? You can't be stagnant in leadership. If you say you are a leader, then you got to step out on faith and get to moving. Push yourself to act. But one thing I want to remind you of each day, before you start your day, 5 minutes in the car line, that book that I shared on other videos, to pray. Pray for the day that God will direct your paths and order your steps. Taking the initiative is all it takes. Pushing yourself to act. Being better than who you were the day before. And don't let past failures hold you down. No one's perfect. And we've all made some mistakes along the way. And we failed at things that we thought were going to succeed. And things that succeeded, we thought were going to fail. So take the initiative and hang out with people that want the good for you and the best for you. Surround yourself with people that are positive, that are doing good things, that can lead you down the road to success, or either to elevate your game or elevate your livelihood. Because see, there are people out there that don't really care about you succeeding, but they'll put a lot of energy into you failing. Let me say that again. There's a lot of people out there that don't care about you succeeding, but they care about you failing, and they will put a lot of effort in it to see you fail. We've seen it on social media. Some people have went to great lengths to see people fail, and even have lied and falsified stories to see you fail. And if that's one of the reasons why you're hesitant, is because people have made up stories about you and attack you so much to see you fail. But God can make those enemies your footstool. God can turn everything around to see that you succeed. Every pit that someone dig for somebody else is the same pit that God can put them in. Believe on God's word and believe that he wants the best for you. Jeremiah 29:11. God knows the thoughts that he has for you, and there are good thoughts and hope for a better future. So whatever the reason is that you're hesitant to take the initiative and you become complacent, turn it over to Jesus. Give it to him, and he will see you through. Ask him to order your steps, to put you on the right path, to help you along the way on this journey. And he will not let you down, and he will not fail you. And one thing that I want to mention is there is a march coming up, and I believe it's the Walk for Kells March 2021. And so if you're able to go, If you believe in the cause, and if you're not able to go, consider donating. Consider your time of praying and just being positive and hopeful that the goal of bringing awareness to injustice and how to change things for the good of all people, of all mankind. But I want to say thank you for tuning in. God bless you on today. Take the initiative. John C. Maxwell. The 21 indispensable qualities of a leader. Becoming the person that others will want to follow. Have a wonderful day.